You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Mac Bitch Beanie Sigel.
Yeah.
Morning, sir.
Beans.
Morning.
Now, we've had some opinions about each other over the past month or so. I heard you on Tax Podcast.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I was questioning you with your diss records, man. You sounding like a hater lately, man.
A hater?
Yeah.
How you say that? A hater?
Because I feel like, you know, you put out 2 diss records, but then you was in the studio with Meek like 8 days prior to the first diss record. And I'm like, if anybody else did that, I think you'd be saying that was a sucker move. That's kind of snakish.
I don't think you qualified to even say I sound like a hater because you don't know all the particulars. So how you qualified to say I'm a hater? Hate on what?
Well,
and why?
I'm just telling you based
but
on what you see.
why do you say I'm a hater?
Because, you know, everything is that used to be me and I used to be in that position.
When did you ever hear me say that?
On Tax Podcast. Absolutely, you said that. You was like, yo, he can't rap better than me, which could be a fact. And, you know, that used to be me. People come up to me all the time and say, when you was in that position, Beans, things was better. It wasn't like that.
So that do that sound that's a hater or me giving some advice to somebody to move a little different? Did you not also hear me say I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did?
Mm-hmm. So
is that me schooling somebody or sounding like a hater?
It sounds like no disrespect, but then you disrespect them. Okay. Especially because, I mean, just for me personally, when you say Meek not real, like, oh, Meek not a real person, he never been in the street, that's cool, but like 8 days prior, you was in the studio with him. Like,
yeah,
you didn't know all that before that?
Yeah, that's why I said that. That's why you sitting back, like I told people, don't let the media, social media make up your mind. You going by from what you just seeing. You don't know what conversations transpired before that, what events transpired before that. Mm-hmm. And like I said before, I jump out the window for somebody who ain't gonna even walk out the door. You got to prove yourself, bro. So that's all I meant by that. That's what I meant by that. Like if you got into something and you come and get me, yo, we got to go do this. Hold up. Because I know what I'm gonna do.
Got you. But why ride for somebody you don't think real? Like
because it's bigger. It's bigger than that particular person. It's for the city. I'm for my city in a whole. Mm-hmm. So he's a part of that. A very important part of the city. It's not about me hating on me. I fucks with me totally. But when you do something, that's some now it's like, damn. So like I said before, I jump all the way out in the window because I know what I'm going to do on another level. Like it's 2 levels to this. It ain't about music. It's about that and it's about that other shit.
Exactly was the...
You ain't qualified to ask me that question. You ain't qualified to get that answer, bro.
Let's rewind it. The Game came up here and you know, he did a diss record going at Beans. Going at Meek. And then we heard a Meek record and we heard you on the record.
Yeah.
So we thought that, I think the world thought that you were jumping with Meek and starting to go at Game. So what happened there? Why did you jump on that record?
For my city.
Mm-hmm. But you and Game were cool.
Yeah.
And then Game...
Because it's music.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's music. Come on, man. Just think about it. Game and Meek.
Mm-hmm.
It's music. Ain't not going to transpire from that.
But then Game said that.
Yeah, a few days later you called him and apologized.
No, that's bullshit. Call Whack on the phone. Get him on the phone.
Mm-hmm. So you never
see anybody get
Game.
Yeah. And my question to them is, you standing on what you saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to keep reiterating this because I think I clarified that on the text tone. Once conversations was going back and I asking the brother, yo, is this real? Because you can get straightened out
right
on a different level.
Right.
So when you say stand down and, all right, well, go ahead, you handle that. But then when Game come back and it's like, yo, we got to do this. No, we ain't got to do that. You got to handle that, bro. Because what you gonna do, what I'm gonna do, you know what I mean? You're dealing with two people. You're dealing with Mac and you're dealing with Beanie Sigel.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see, oh, this is some Beanie Sigel shit, I can go in the booth and slaughter motherfuckers.
Right. Now with the records being said, we seen you at the console, and people assume that you were helping them write raps. Did you ghostwrite any of those lyrics?
A few of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. For both Meek and O'Malley.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this the whole situation seems shaky. I know you say I'm not qualified to speak on it. I'm just observing it, but it just seemed like, loyalty with you lies with who's providing you opportunity at the time.
Man, get the out of here, Charlamagne, man. Provide me what loyalty with who? He ain't provide me no opportunity. He ain't called me and asked me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I walked into Meek wasn't even there. It was just O'Malley in the studio.
Oh, so O'Malley called you to the studio?
No.
Meek called you to the studio?
No.
So how'd you get to the studio? Who called? Like, how did you know they were?
It wasn't no call. It wasn't no call. It was somebody told me, Lil Top, Meek cousin, yo, O'Malley in the studio. They recording something. I go in there. Oh, this what y'all doing? I wasn't even gonna get on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, all right, XYZ, help him out. Nah, you gotta do this, bro. Say this. I went in and referenced the track for him, and they just kept that part in there with my vocals. 2 bars. That's all I said. I don't even think it was a whole 2 bar. Maybe it been a bar. Mm-hmm. 2 bars. So they just kept my voice in there.
Right.
But I ain't get no phone call. Mac, come help, come ride, come do that. That ain't go down.
Mm-hmm.
I told y'all that on task. I ain't get a call from O'Malley. I ain't get a call from me. They in the studio. I went to the studio. What's the situation?
But is it true that you said that you just wanted to get next to him because he wasn't returning your call about a concert or something?
It wasn't. See my word. I might have said it wasn't about that.
Cause that's what made me be like, that's real snakish. If you wanted him to do the show,
nah.
He didn't want to do the
it ain't
show.
had
Like,
nothing about that. It ain't had nothing about that. If you listen to it, it was a situation that the show that he had that people wanted him to do. It was when I realized it, why he didn't want to do it after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to do the show because Game was on the same bill.
Mm.
Now, what's snakish? What's snakish? Knowing I didn't hear the 92 part. If I would have heard that, I would have said, all right, you can't do that. But this dude just bigged me up in a record, shouted me out crazy. You knew that. You know I didn't hear that.
So you didn't hear the record at all before?
At all.
Okay.
At all. So
if
I tell you, Charlamagne, take this ride with me. And then we wind up going somewhere, and then this happened, and you like, what the f*** you walking in? Why you?
Got you. Okay.
So what's snakish? That or that? Answer that.
That's snakish. Yeah.
All right then.
So now
absolutely.
Now what happens, because like you said, there's Beanie Sigel and then there's Mac, right? We thought it was Beanie Sigel. We thought it was rap. Then you go to a performance and somebody steals you.
Yeah.
So now where is it now? Because it's no longer.
Hey man, listen.
Now I'm a rap fan. I'm qualified to answer this one. As a rap fan, I don't want to see violence between brothers, but I also want to see Beanie Sigel be the Beanie Sigel that we've heard he's been all these years. But then the other side of me is like, we all grown now. I don't want to see that. So where does it stand?
I got my moments.
Because even in Tax Podcast, you said that, you'll see him on the day of judgment. You was wishing for the best.
Yeah, because that.
But then you came out with diss records talking about hurting everybody.
Because that's music. I'm gonna do that. If I was going to do what Mac wanted to do, you ain't hear no records from me. Come on, Charlamagne, you know me. You didn't see me a hole in the walls.
Absolutely.
Unexpectedly.
Absolutely.
That's why I was surprised.
That's why I was shocked that somebody would test you in Philly. I mean, it can happen to anybody, of course.
Anywhere.
But in Philly?
But I was surprised you were by yourself.
Philly? Yeah.
Because I've seen you when back in the day, the Rockefeller beef and the Rockefeller mixtapes, if you were by yourself, you had a Mac on you.
Yeah.
Or you had 30 niggas with you. So when I seen that happen,
I had State Property with me.
I was surprised that you were by yourself, knowing that you were going there, knowing that he was there, knowing what it was?
He's harmless, though. Meek harmless. He harmless. He harmless.
But what about dude that you got into it with?
Harmless. He was, see, you only seeing what you saw. You didn't see what transpired from there. I wasn't by myself. It was me, two of my bros. You know what I mean? He 5'2", but you let him tell her he's 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
He was trashed by the little 5-footer. So the embarrassment set in. You had every opportunity to do what you wanted to do in my face. That's the only way you can get that off with my back turned. Can't get that off in my face. The world know what I do. I do this. I've been doing, it's documented. I put these together. The embarrassment came in because you big eye, you ain't think that little dude was gonna whoop on you like that. And the situation's sticky because it's close. It's like, damn, it's family. We talking about cousins married to cousins, and you know what I mean, brothers married to cousins. It ain't like it was one of Meek goons. This is family. However way you choose to word it or what you want to say, this is it's too close, man. Right. It's too close.
Now it also too, man. A lot of people like Oskino's been questioning your character a lot. I heard him on Nori podcast, heard him on Tax podcast. He said that State Property never was a family.
Ask other State Property members besides him. Mm-hmm. He'd be up there and he rant and rave because he's finally getting some light. Y'all doing an interview with him, right?
Supposed to be tomorrow. I thought it was gonna be the whole State Prop. I thought, but I think it's just him and Petey.
Okay. There you go. Him and Petey. Think about State Property.
Mm-hmm.
You got Oskino and Sparks, Petey Crack, Chris, Neef, The Young Guns, Freeway, me. Several solo albums, projects. Freeway, several solo albums, projects. Young Guns, several solo albums and projects.
Mm-hmm.
Oskino and Sparks. Where's the project?
So you think they just disgruntled?
And at the end of the day, he can rant, he can rave, he can say what he want to say.
Money.
Bullshit. Ask any other State Prop members.
So that's why he wasn't at the Cypher, because y'all don't get along.
I called him to do it.
Really?
You ain't hear him on the joint? He said he was going to do it, but he thought about it. Come on, man.
Why wasn't Chris there?
Chris just had a son. Congratulations to Chris. He just had a son. His fiance was in labor, so he couldn't make it.
Gotcha.
That's the only reason Chris wasn't there.
Now, we heard Young Jock was mad at you for a bar you threw at him during that cypher.
Yeah.
And I think he was he did a diss record back.
That's hilarious.
You don't want it with Young Jock Beans.
But the good thing,
I mean, he a victim of circumstance, collateral damage. Like that right there. You know what I mean? It's about like this is going too far. Like,
right.
Man, you know what I mean? Even in the media and television, this homosexuality is at an all-time high, and it's sickening to me. I shouldn't have to explain to my son why two men is on primetime television kissing. Nothing positive or good comes out of that.
So what you hate about the rappers is the feminization of the rappers.
Do you?
I let people do them, man. It's not my era.
You bull.
It ain't my era.
You gotta say what's politically correct.
Nah,
I don't give a f.
Never. I just don't. I don't care. Like, to be honest with you.
That's sad. Then you got children?
Yeah, 2 daughters. Absolutely. Wow.
See, the thing with it is, one thing out of this whole situation that I appreciate is the fact that bars are coming back. And I told you that when you sent the record, I was like, this is what the game has been missing. And not just with you, with Meek. Meek spit a freestyle on Flex that was dope. Game spitting, like, that's what the game has been missing.
Yeah.
Bars and people like really putting thought into their lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the one thing that made me say, I'm glad this happened, because I haven't heard from Beanie the way that I wanted to hear from Beanie in years.
Yeah.
So like with these new raps, and we played it on the radio, it's like, damn, it's back to spitting.
You said you wasn't gonna do no diss records though. That you said on
Yeah, I
the
wasn't.
podcast.
Yeah, that was before I heard the Funk Master Flex.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. I see you guys. It makes sense when you put it all together.
Yeah.
You know. But what did he say on the Flex thing that really pissed you off? Because I didn't catch it.
Just one line.
All right, listen to it then.
I think he threw one line.
Yeah, he said. I remember the line, but I don't know if that was necessarily a diss or whatnot.
Charlamagne. What's up, Evie? This
Yeah,
dude.
I ain't.
Man, stop playing games,
I'm not.
man.
He threw one at Drake. He threw one at Mac. He threw one at Game. He was throwing.
Stop playing, man.
So when somebody throws one at you, you come with 3 hard ones. You going.
I mean that because it was like the situation that happened at hand. I got every right to say, you know what, and do me, and you ain't gonna be able to stand that, man. Whoever, you gotta understand, man. I got cities that's mad at me because I'm suppressing the button. Yeah, you gotta understand. I've been doing this, like I said. You didn't see me. I'm way off the scene, and you ain't expect me to see me in them
in the hole in the wall in L.A.
in them places.
Yeah,
with them like you gotta figure. I've been around the world and across this country forever. I got alliances. I got ties with serious motherfuckers.
That's weird. After the situation happened in Philly, when dude did what he did at the concert, you went to the podcast and vented. I'm like,
no, it wasn't that. See, come on, man. Put it in perspective. Before I did that, this person did interviews and tried to make it something that it wasn't. Did you see that?
Absolutely. But I mean,
so stop. So don't sit there and make it like after that happened, I wouldn't have never went to the podcast if that wouldn't.
But
happened.
I didn't feel like you had to explain yourself.
Nah,
like I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel like you had to explain yourself.
Why not?
We saw it.
So I can have a like you sit up here and say, "Oh, they knocked me out." First of all,
nah, that's happened to me before. That's it. Anything.
So let's get that clear. I wasn't knocked out.
Yeah.
He stole me. I went down. Went down like a motherfucker.
It was a sucker punch. We saw it.
And was salty more than anything. Like, who the f this? You know what I mean? When I asked him, man, yo, who the f this? And when I found out, I'm like, is you serious? I'm sitting there like, I can't believe this. It's my youngin', you know what I mean? I raised his brothers, his little brothers, you know what I'm saying? He the little brother. He the baby. Well, he the one next to the baby. His brothers, we done been cellies together in the feds, you know what I mean? Besides that, cousins, like, you know what I mean? Is like I said, it's too close to home, man. Brothers, man. And for whatever reason, that's what you feel. That's what your alliance at. Go ahead.
And then you got up and performed still.
Yeah, got up and performed. After that, got up. Was about not to.
About not to perform?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was going to go where what Mac wanted to do. And it'd have been ugly. And I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all.
Gotcha.
And for a split second, thought about it. You know what? I ain't going to, turn the car around, go back. Puff called me out. That Puff, man, I'm going to go do what I do.
Do you feel like you bought this on yourself though by being in the studio with Meek? If you say Meek wasn't real to this whole time, you know he wasn't
it don't
official.
matter. No, ain't no half of these motherfuckers in the music business ain't real.
So why be around him?
So it ain't about Meek because he from Philadelphia. That's why he represent Philadelphia. He the voice for Philly right now. That's why. That's why I be around him. That's why he going through rap is everybody. He like a target to other motherfuckers because of the young fly with the bad chick. Regardless if he real, if it's facade, who cares? Like the same thing I told him about. Who cares, bro? If
so if it don't matter, then why go in on him on Tax Podcast and keep repeating that he not real? If it don't matter,
because the incidents that occurred. That's why.
He said,
who would you to do?
The Flex interview is what made him.
Not only the Flex interview, you come with your entourage. And then, you know what I mean, that happened to me. That's why. A chain of events. If it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't have did that.
You never spoke to him after that, though? You never had a conversation after the whole game incident? Because it seems like y'all all from Philly.
Yeah, after the
close-knit.
game thing, we had a conversation. And when that conversation transpired, he said some bull.
Over the phone to you?
Yeah, it was over the phone. So now you got to stand on that.
Mm.
You got to stand on that. He didn't like what I told him. Like I said, I'm not jumping out the window for nobody who ain't going to walk out the door. We had that opportunity. We had them come, what's up, man? Because at the end of the day, like, me sitting back as an OG, like, of the situation, like, him going through it, like, I feel some type of way about that. Everybody coming at the young boy. He from Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Nah, he ain't going to keep doing that.
But now you coming at him.
Yeah, but not coming at him in that way. It's just chastising him.
So what do you hope to
Chastising him in a manner that we do, music.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I felt the disdain in my heart towards youngin' like I did, it wouldn't be no music, man.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that.
Right.
It wouldn't be no music. Wouldn't be no music.
But you know, Philly's always had the reputation that y'all can't get along. So it's like right now, you just proving that point. Because you got Oskino over here talking about you,
Man,
Meek
nobody
doing this,
about
you over talking about Meek. Like it just seemed like none of y'all can get along.
All right, let's talk about New York. Don't people go to beef in New York? So
Absolutely.
you got Summer Jammed and all that.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with certain people? Troy Ave and this one.
Mm-hmm.
So can New York get the along?
No, but that's ultimately.
All right, so don't just make it a focal. Don't just make it.
That's what destroyed New York ultimately, though.
All right, well, that's y'all.
So what do you hope to gain from the situation? Not gain, I guess. What do you hope for this to accomplish?
What to accomplish? What?
Just in
I don't got
general.
no. I don't have no motive. I don't. What it accomplish? I don't have no ulterior motive.
I mean, you the OG. So if you the OG and you talking to the youngin', do you hope for Meek to gain some knowledge from this, or what?
Absolutely. That's been our conversations prior to all this.
Mm-hmm.
It's been our conversations prior to this. We go through the thread on my phone and you can see our conversations. Through all this, just giving the knowledge, yo, don't make the mistakes I did, bro.
But I do feel like he's a punching bag right now.
Boss
I feel
up.
like he's a
I don't-
target.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
well-
like that people think. I don't know why they would think that, but they think he's an easy target. Because I see when people go, so many people have gone at Meek, and I feel like for the young people that spit, he was kind of like one of those dudes, and it feels like everybody's just trying to knock off his character
From where?
from everywhere.
Anywhere?
From
You just
Well, you
said
got
that,
to.
though.
Well, you got to look at it.
Game, from a lot of these rappers.
Well, you is who you is when you get off the steps. See, I come from an era where check your background. So I think he brought that upon himself. I think he brought that upon himself, man.
So what is if Meek gets destroyed or he doesn't have a career in a couple years? What is that? All that hurts the city of Philly.
No, it don't. Cause you got a lot of dudes in Philly that can rap. For what reason? I don't know why they ain't in position. You got Young Core. You got AR Abs. You know what I mean? OBH gang. You got there's a lot of dudes in there. Meek did a good move. He did sign Garcia from AB Gang to Dream Chasers. There's a lot of rappers that's in Philly that's hot, that's nice. The PNB rocks. This what we do in Philly. It ain't just about that. That won't hurt them. It'll just be a door open for somebody else to come from Philly.
But you don't think Beans after a while this starts to look like your MO? Like when something don't go Beans' way, Beans gets upset. Like
You keep harping on that. Didn't we just answer that?
Whether it was with Hove or like now with me.
That's personal, dog. That was personal. I explained that already. On the podcast, that was personal. It ain't nothing about it didn't go one way. That was personal. Something between me and my brother. La Familia family.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah.
Well, do you think things are ever truly the same once you do that? Because people look at you like, I don't know if I can trust Beans.
How? How you can't trust me?
Because it seems like you just flip.
How you can't trust me? I'm a man about mine.
Like it's hard to trust somebody. Like I said, you know I keep going back to this, but it's true. You was in the studio with Meek 8 days prior.
Did we or did not just answer that?
But you knew he wasn't real. You said he wasn't. You didn't think he was real when you was in the studio with him.
All right, put it like this. Is Kanye a street?
Absolutely not.
Huh?
Absolutely
But when
not.
Kanye put that phone call in, you know the stories. Who was there? And he ain't a street, but he part of that thing of ours.
Mm-hmm.
So I took penitentiary chances. I could have got booked out this motherfucker. He put the call in, I was there, strapped tooth to nail, ready to bust ass about the nigga. Cause he a part of our family. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, for
No,
people that don't
I
know,
don't.
You don't. How you don't
the situation.
understand? Because you know why? Because you not from that cloth.
Mom, that's cool. I don't get it.
You
though.
not. That's why you don't understand that. Kanye not a street nigga. I know that. That's like the
There's a
average
difference between
dude.
saying somebody's not a street nigga and saying somebody's not real and a sucker. That's the difference. There's a difference between being street and real. Kanye's
When
real.
you portray
Kanye's
yourself,
real and true to who he is.
when you portray yourself to be a certain way, and that's not what you is. In music, that wouldn't have came out unless the conversations didn't have transpired. The world ain't know that. Well, it's, you know, it was holes being poked through your reputation at the time. But when I'm saying it didn't matter. I'm a rock for you regardless. But when you portray yourself in a certain light, like you gonna go all the way right there and you don't, I got to draw back. So understand that. Like, it don't matter if a person, well, he could be a square, but that's my man. That square, that's my man, and we play video games because that's what he do. And I want to come and I chill with him. If he got a problem, he a stone cold square. This ain't your feel, young. I got that. That's what men do.
I'm just the type, if I don't like somebody, I don't pretend to. Like, that's just my
Bullshit. Because you a character. That's why.
It's the truth, though.
You a character.
Life's too short to be wasting your time with suckers or people you think is suckers.
So why I'm here
And
then?
then-
Because
and
I
then-
think you're a sucker. So I should be out, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, that's me personally. I wouldn't sit there and have a conversation with a sucker.
Yeah, you'll sit here and you'll bash a little girl, a little mama till she cry. That's what you do. Coward,
When we
nigga.
talk, me and you talking to each other now. I tell you
Yeah.
that I think you're a hypocrite.
You could think what you want to think.
And I think you be coming off as a hater sometimes.
You could think what you want to think.
So now, what's next with
I
these
could
records?
I think you a bitch. You let Fredro Starr and them check you, but you made that little girl cry.
They didn't make her cry, but
Yes,
it's
you
all good.
did. Yes, you did. Envy, I want to talk about some music because I got some shit.
Now, what's next for
That's
these
the
records?
good thing that's going to come out of here.
And that is
Music.
the bars, and that's what I told you. It's good because we haven't heard Beanie Sigel in a while, and a lot of these kids don't know who Beanie Sigel is.
Yeah,
So it's
well,
good that these bars are coming out. So now, what's with the next project?
I didn't think I was going to make it. I've been in the studio. You know, my voice is going. I've been in the studio last maybe 6 days. Probably in 6 days I might have recorded. Since last night, what's that? About 16 records. 6 days.
Now, how is it recorded with one lung?
It's hard.
Is it true you got to stop in between songs?
In between bars sometimes. Yeah, my shit twisted up there.
Because we can tell you, even with your voice, you know, the voice is not the same. Does that bother you at all? Because it's not that same.
No, that's why you ain't hear no music from me, because I couldn't embrace that. I'm used to going in the booth and going for 4 or 5 minutes straight, no breath, and had a lot of weight on me at the time. It was rolling like, this is my voice, so I recorded records, but I couldn't hear me. Because I'm used to me sounding a certain way. I couldn't hear me, and then, you know, I just had to embrace it. Like, it is what it is. This how I sound.
Because even now, when I hear you spit, I have to get over the voice because it ain't the same
It ain't
voice I'm used to.
Yeah.
And you're listening to the bars, it's the same bars, but not the same voice.
Yeah, the content of music ain't gonna never change. Like, I've been through too much than the average person I have. I've been through too much.
Now that's the other thing too. You named about 4 ailments you was suffering from when you was on Tax Podcast. Did that not make you want to say, you know what? Maybe I need to calm down on the street thing?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Because you wouldn't say that. Like, you saying that because the incident that occurred, like I said, ain't nobody in their right mind going to stand straight in front of me and square off. You going to catch an L. I do this. You gonna catch an L. It's documented. I do this. I f something up.
I mean, even
On
in your
either
present
side,
state.
f something up.
You don't think you'll ever grow out of the street thing? Because I think
I'm out of it.
like
You
to
heard it
say-
on the song. Yeah, I mean, every time I get out, they want to pull me right back
I think
in.
we need to make a distinction between real and street. I think that sends the wrong message to the kids. I think it's a difference between being criminal and being real. Because you could be somebody like Kanye who's a real individual to himself. He does
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't necessarily got to be street or criminal.
No, you don't. But this where I come from. This just me.
Mm-hmm.
This just me. I'm that person when you listen to it. That's me.
I see you.
You wouldn't rock with me if I was to be something else. Tell the truth.
Why not? I like growth. I like to see people evolve. I think it's whack when you stay in the same place and look stagnated. I think after a while you look corny.
But you seen over the weekend, you seen the picture that was posted was Ja Rule, DMX, and Hov.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
Now, what did you think about that? Because you've been around and seen all that's going down.
That was
in the
good.
Rockefeller days.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Same thing when you see me and Jay on B-side.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Have y'all talked since?
Yeah.
Something gonna come out of that?
I hope so. It'll be good for hip-hop. It'll be good. They and them just did the Bad Boy tour. Rockefeller reunion tour would be good. It'll be good for hip-hop.
Now you
Real good.
You've been making comments about the young rappers too. You don't think you should just let kids be kids? Cause somebody let you be a kid once.
Nah. Somebody need to talk to the kids, dog. Somebody need to get them
What
a
don't you
real.
like about it?
'Cause you
I
said
don't- I
the colorful
don't-
braids, the dreads.
Yeah, that's women. Like men, when men started doing that, you had people in the back in the day like George Clinton. Different is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, but when you get to the point where as though it's blatant, like I said, I shouldn't have to explain to my son why two men kissing on TV. I shouldn't have to explain to my son why men is wearing high heels and pocketbook. Like would you want to explain that to your son?
Nah, and I don't want to explain to my son why dudes on Instagram with guns either. We saw you on the gram with two guns up. Like feminization, criminalization, is neither one is good.
How that's criminalization? They was props.
And what's your opinion on Little Uzi Vert?
Like him.
Mm-hmm. I think Meek put up a text, and I guess the
They gotta
assumption
put up
was-
the
it was
full
from-
thing. Don't just put half of it. Put up the full thing. They two different individuals in two different lanes. The lane Uzi Vert and Uzi a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
He a rock star. But what you saying, you representing, it's strength in numbers. If people see, the whole thing was, you conversation I had with him, when is the Chasers gonna stop being an entourage and you boss all the way up, bro? You big enough in your career to boss or pull the same move off that Ross did with you. He followed the blueprint from Jay-Z. I said, Meek, you me. Stallion Wale, that's Kanye. The same thing. When the Chasers gonna be the entourage, you gotta put yourself in that light where it gotta be the diversity. You can't do it by yourself, bro. You gotta give somebody else a shot. And if not from Philly, you don't gotta do it from Philly. It could be some rappers from somewhere else. It's facts, bro. Before all the boy, this is me doing what you saying. You say hate it, but how that's hating when I'm giving it to him?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it. You need around you them little hungry, grimy little dudes that surround you, and the boy stop from keep poking and testing your character. He might have took it out of content when I said Uzi because Uzi different.
Mm-hmm.
He in a different light. He got purple dreads, dog. He wear it, you know what I mean? But that's good for Uzi.
Mm-hmm.
The versatility. That let Uzi, that's good for him. With Uzi. But when he put it there, put the whole thread of the conversation up, cuz. Don't put that part and then it make it seem like I'm dissing Uzi Vert. That's a good thing. Lil Uzi, the versatility is good. But if you strengthen your camp from just the entourage and do it because you can, I think that's good. I think that's good advice to me. I think that's good advice to him.
You remember, because when I hear you talk about the kids' clothes, you remember you did the State Property clothing line. I remember an interview you did where you said they got the little compartments to hide your guns and hide your dope. Like it could have that looks crazy. And when you think about it,
Charlamagne, shut up. What's up, MV, man? What's up, man?
So when is the new project coming out? And are you staying independent or you signed? What's the future for Beanie Sigel?
Yeah, I'm independent. I just got distribution through B&B Entertainment. You know what I mean? Good friend of mine, long-term friend of mine, real serious person, somebody that I knew from Detroit when it happened. And, you know, he hit me up like, listen, man, what you want to do? So that's what I'm doing, independent thing.
Is the album done? When is the album coming out?
Man, I might do a double CD. All this music coming out. I'm gonna get back to the other music though. I just had to load up a clip on that side just in case. It's hip hop.
So what happens if you see like Meek calls you and be like, yo, Mac, what's up? Let's squash this.
Put the phone call in. Let's sit down and talk about it.
It's just that simple.
It's that easy.
But you, in your mind, you still think he's not real. He's a sucker.
You keep saying that. I'm not going to let you put words in my mouth. You keep saying
You said that.
Regardless, though.
You said, I'm not putting words in your mouth. You said that.
Regardless, why you keep harping on that? We answered that. We talked about that. So don't talk out your neck because you want what you want. If you saying you want unity, keep doing that, man. Don't stop playing with me, man.
That's confusing, my brother.
It ain't confusing. It's confusing to you because you don't know the severity of the situation.
If you do a 2.5 hour record,
you don't know the severity of the situation. You don't know the severity of the situation, man.
But it can't be that
it's too close to home. It's too close to home. We'll see. Like I said, I don't know. I might not pick that call up, but we'll see.
All right.
I mean, that'd be the better move. That'd be the smarter move for me. I don't want to walk a track in somebody's prison the rest of my life.
All right.
I don't want to do that. So that'd be what Beanie Sigel should do. Like I said, it got what Mac want to do, but what Beanie Sigel want to do is just that.
We look forward to hearing some more music.
That. I mean, yeah. You're going to hear a lot of music. A lot of music. I'm woke. A lot of music. Yeah.
We look forward to hearing some new music. Beanie Sigel, the album, hopefully this year, by the end of the year or next year. When is
yeah. Sooner. I don't know. I might just start just letting, you're going to hear stuff. I'm letting them fly.
And I was curious, did you speak to Game or Drake, like one of those things where it's like, here's a verse, or nah, hasn't been that way?
What do you mean? Say that again.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
You mean like?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that, man. That's being a sucker. I couldn't do that. I got to see how that play out.
Okay, so you wouldn't take a verse from Drake or a verse from Game going at Meek?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Nah. That'd be totally corny. And that's some bullshit.
I mean,
that's some opportunity shit. And that might be good for me. I don't know about Game. Because, I mean, but Drake the biggest thing in hip-hop.
What do you think of Game and the stuff he
It don't matter what. Put it like this. I know who in L.A. I know who in L.A.
But you got to understand.
It ain't. Anybody can be anybody behind music. I know my conversation with Game and Whack. It was stand down. That's it.
Well, I know I'm not qualified to speak on this, but you can understand how some people don't think what you're doing is all the way solid.
You might not think that, and you're not qualified, dog. You're a radio personality, man.
That is
you
a
don't
fact.
come from my world. You wouldn't understand my world. You don't come from my world. You don't know nothing about that, man.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, so
It's-
stop running your fucking mouth, man.
And I don't want to.
Stop running your fucking mouth. You shouldn't. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
No doubt.
You talking about somebody who went to war with police. It's dangerous. Attempted murders in the height of my career. It's dangerous. You don't know nothing about that, man.
No.
You sit up here and your job is to play games. But play with something safe, man. Don't play with me.
All right. Beanie Sigel. Mac, bitch. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in.